What's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, you guys. This is Woosah Wednesday, and we are here, of course, for Queen Sugar. This is episode 15, Copper Sun. And this is the second to last episode. The season finale will be next week. It's going to be an extended version. I personally, cannot wait. And afterwards, there is going to be an interview of the entire Queen Sugar cast by Oprah. It's going to be a red carpet night for me, you guys. Honestly, like I'm ecstatic about it. This episode, you guys, was everything I needed it to be. Like, it just filled me up. And I got like halfway through my notes and I thought to myself, how are you going to review this? I mean, what's going to be your take? Like, how can you give this review with maximum impact? Because you guys, it was a lot. This is the episode when everybody learns out about Blue. All of the borderlines learn about Blue. Everybody, with the exception of Remy, everybody in the immediate family knows about what's going on with Blue. And it was a tough episode when we got to that point, but we're going to talk about it, you guys. First and foremost, I want to thank you guys so much for continuing to tune in to me week after week after week. You guys give me so much life and so much energy down below in those comments. And shout out to Jay Rucker. I want to say the first name, like the first part of your tag, your name, but I know I'm going to mess it up. But Jay Rucker, shout out to you, because I was really struggling last week with this whole Micah Confederacy storyline, and I felt like it was filler. I felt like it wasn't fleshed out enough, and you know, you just showed me a different perspective when you mentioned, you know, seeing it from a millennial's point of view. And you know, it's a conversation worth hearing, especially coming from the youth. Like, that alone should have been reason for me to celebrate the conversation coming from Micah's character. So I just want to say that I appreciate that perspective, and this is another reason why I love when you guys come down below and give me really good commentary and just really talk about this show that we love. Because iron sharpens iron. You know, you guys make me stronger. You make me wiser. You make me a little bit more humble. You know what I mean? Like, I dig you guys. I dig each and every one of you, all my honeybees. Y'all do it for me, for real, okay? Now, having said that, if you are not a member of my tribe already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that notification bell. You see, I'm putting out a lot of videos right now. You don't want to miss that. Okay, plus I would love to have you as a part of my tribe. I promise you won't regret it. And go ahead and give me that thumbs up button. I know people say thumbs up or thumbs down. It don't matter, but I want a thumbs up. I need the reassurance, you guys. I mean, come on. Blow your horn at a sister. Well, you give me that thumbs up, you blowing your horn at me, and you let me know, hey y'all, hey, I've been by here. I came, I saw, I liked. It's all good. And of course, comment down below. Okay, so let's get into this episode, Copper Sun. This is episode 15. You guys, first and foremost, I mean, you have to look at this episode pre-Blue News, okay? So we've got things that were happening already going and transpiring pre Ralph Angel telling the family about what's going on with Blue and Darla. Let's talk about Charley. We get to see Charley first thing. She's in the office with Remy, and they're talking, and in one walks the nephew Landry. Okay, so you know it's the old Landry, and then it's nephew Landry, and then you got supposed to be black sheep descendant Landry down here. All right, Bennington. And he walks in hand in hand, and Charley and Remy both are like, what the what are you doing here? Why are you on my property? Is what Charley says. And he come in nickel slick, and he's like, I was hoping to talk to you about business to business, from mill owner to mill owner. And she tells him, whatever you got to say in front of me, you can say it in front of Remy. And Remy's just like, and what? Okay. So Remy concedes and decides to go on out after the guy seemed like he was kind of hemming and hawing a little bit. He only wanted to speak to her, which I thought was weird. I really, really did. Okay. And slick. I thought it was slick. And so he tells her, you poach 40% of my business, and I really admire a woman like you, what I'm saying, your tenacity, so on and so forth. And she was like, well, actually, I have taken 50% of your business, but who's counting? Like, she's not giving it to him. She is not going to twirl her hair and be like, what? Really? No, she's not doing any of that. She's like, what do you want? How can I help you? What are we doing here? And so, he goes from this place where he kind of seems like he wants to call her to task for taking some of his business and, dropping his business down a little bit. And then he, tells her that he wants to go into business with her. They could partner up and take over this whole sugarcane business. And she was like, and it's at this moment that he's thinking that Charley is seriously considering it. Like, I got her. You can see it on his face. His face kind of relaxes, like, yeah, you want to get involved with all of this. Okay, this is a good idea. This is something you want to do. This is what his face is saying. And Charley says, I wouldn't partner up with you, okay, if you was Jesus. You know what I'm saying? She was like, no, I don't want no parts of you. Okay, face cracked. He on his way out, and Remy standing outside. Like, I was hoping that she would just give me a small little squeak so I could run in there and snap your neck. Okay, so Charley's, feeling it. Listen, Remy has his doubts about what she's trying to do with Bennington and some other things that she's trying to do, but she is actually losing a lot of farmers. Okay, and so this is a moment where she can hand the Landrys their hat and show them the door. So she's feeling a measure of power, though she is really, really dog pedaling hard to keep her head above water here. So, it's more than a notion. Ralph Angel wakes up, and Ralph Angel is hungover from a night of drinking, and Hollywood is there, and Hollywood, tells him to get up and shake the cobwebs off, and the only way he's going to be able to get out from underneath what's going on with him is to get it off his chest. And he tells him, call ain't by, call Nova, call Charley, bring the family together. I got something to tell them, and I can only say this once. Okay, so everybody pre-Blue News is dealing with their own things, but they going on about their way, right? So Ralph Angel brings the family together, and he is able to tell them, they you can just tell. They think he's just broken up with Darla. They think it's something like that. Like, nobody was expecting this Blue News, okay? And so when he begins to say that it's Blue, Vi thinks Blue is hurt. It catches on to Charley, what's going on with Blue. Nova's like, where is Blue? Tell me where Blue is. What's going on? Nova's standing up. Everybody's kind of panicked a little bit, heart racing. What are you about to tell us? And he says, Blue is not mine. And everyone is like, what? Blue is not mine. And it was just like you just shot every last one of them. I mean, Aunt Vi physically, visibly seemed to take it the most grievous. And Ralph Angel heads just drops. I mean, it's a huge moment. What's so funny is though, when Darla gave Ralph Angel the news, I took it a lot harder because I think I've had time to sit with it. I didn't take it as hard. I definitely felt all of the emotions in the scene, but it's a part of me now that has forgiven Darla, and I feel like it's gonna be okay. And I'm just not as teary eyed and grief stricken as I was when Darla first said it. But how this news plays out in this episode is the exact reason why I was so brokenhearted, because I knew what it meant at all points. I know what this news means. This news means Darla and Ralph Angel are here. Okay. Y'all remember Darla just moved in. We just promised Blue Day was forever, forever. I knew what this news meant. So when I first heard it, I felt like the characters in this scene, how it was being played out. I know what, I've talked about this, what Blue's presence, what Blue's life means in terms of legacy to this family. What he meant to Papa and Aunt Vi, Darla, the outcome for her, and my fear for her once she's cast down and cast out. You know what I mean? Um, I just knew this Blue news was going to be bad. And looking at this scene, it's evident. Juan Vi gets up and hugs Ralph Angel, and the two sisters, Nova and Charlie, are looking at each other like, you brought your Vaseline, you brought your razor blades. Okay. They were just, I mean, you can look at the way they were looking at each other. They were so incensed. It just seemed like we got to protect him. We about to go to bat for our brother. And Aunt Vi backs out and she brings the girls in to hug him. And it's just this moment where you see Ralph Angel from the back and the two girls nuzzled in, just hugging him, almost look like they're holding him up. And it's absolutely magnificent. I mean, it's beautiful. And it's this moment where I just feel like it's gonna be okay. Like it's gonna be okay. This is gonna be okay. And I just have to believe that. Okay, so now the core family knows. The next day, I completely forgot. I was just completely oblivious because we were just going on and on with Darla getting married and Brown Sugar Queen Festival and all of this. It's Ralph Angel's first harvest. So we've got two major things going on right now. This whole Blue news thing, which has got all of the earth soft underneath our feet. You know what I mean? And it's Ralph Angel's first harvest. So how do you take this moment and be on this joyous high, this what do you call this, when you have this adrenaline? How do you take this moment and be proud of who you are and what you've accomplished and everything, and the one person that you've worked for, this thing that you've worked towards, is for this one person, Little Blue, and you've got this devastating news. But we've opened the high yellow for breakfast because all of the workers are going to come and they're going to eat a good meal first before they go out into the field and help Ralph Angel pull his first harvest. And Ralph Angel comes in, and Ralph Angel gives an amazing, amazing, amazing speech about just, it was a really, really good speech, you guys. I mean, it was impactful. And this is like the second or third time I'm seeing Ralph Angel, and he looks like so much like his dad. Like, I know that they're fictional characters. I know that they're actors. But if you saw Papa Bordelon, Ernest Bordelon in episode 1, season 1, in that field, under the shade tree, and you saw Ralph Angel sit up on that bed and talk to Hollywood, he looked just like Ernest Bordelon. Standing in front of this group of workers, just encouraging them and thanking them, and being torn and being worn and being frazzled, but still just rallying himself to speak to the people and thank them. And he looked just like his daddy. He looked just like his daddy. And we see Ralph, Nova. Everybody is just kind of going through the motions. Like, it's there. The news about Blue is there. You know what I mean? You're going about your day, you're working, but it's there. Like, it's right in your face. It's looming. It's just right in eye view, in earshot. Like, it's the elephant in every room you go in. And you can just tell it, but Aunt Vi says, this our baby, this our child, Blue is ours. And I've been saying it too. And I'm going to keep saying it because I need to say it, because I don't need this thing to go south. Like, I don't want that. Okay. We can do this. We got this, you guys. Okay. Um, so, everybody's going on about their day. Charley, Hollywood is going back to the farm, and Darla is putting a bag in the car. She knows that it's Ralph Angel's first full harvest, and she's going to leave and go and stay with her sponsor. She asks about someone to pick up Blue, and Ralph Angel usually does it, but Ralph Angel's not doing it right now. Ralph Angel is number one focusing on this first harvest, and number two, he's trying his best not to think about this whole Blue thing. So going to pick up Blue is out. Hollywood saying bye, and I get it. And Darla again, she just says, to me, what she's doing is honorable. It's horrible that she's the bringer of this wedge, okay? But for her to stand and take it, and take what she got coming with this verbal, judgment that she's getting from everyone. I mean, you got to give it to the girl. She told Hollywood when he said, well, why didn't you just keep it to yourself? And she said it wouldn't be right. I couldn't marry Ralph Angel and not tell him. That's honorable. Okay. It's the gift and the curse. Okay. Um, and we're going to see a little bit more about sacrifice. This is the sacrifice you're making for telling the truth. Now, it is a huge sacrifice, because she says, I want to be with Ralph Angel forever and ever. He tells her, listen, this is not something we can just smooth over and just forget. You got to get it in through your head. And she leaves and goes on to her sponsor's house, but first she goes to work. And when she goes to work, Charley comes in after the high yellow, and Charley looks like she saw a ghost, like she could not believe that Darla was there. And Darla sees her face, and Darla knows immediately that she knows. She knows. She knows. Okay, this post Blue news, so everything is different now. Everything is changed. Hollywood is sweet, and he's kind and he's thoughtful, but he's still a little biting to Darla. And when she sees Charley is stunned. She is just like, you have the nerve to come up in here. And she, again, y'all know, Darla gets low, hangs her head, puts her hands together. She's humble, humble, humble. She's always got a tear just waiting there, just waiting to fall. And she makes herself small, gets a little humble, and she tells her she's sorry. She's committed to this job. And Charley's like, you lied to us for almost 7 years. Lied to our face. And she says it wasn't like that, I'm sorry. And Charley tells her she's going to give her 2 weeks severance, but she expects her to be gone within the hour. And so there's this pseudo severing of Hollywood, and then there's this definite severing of not just the job, but this friendship, this relationship that she kind of built with Charley. Okay. She still, this episode, she doesn't see Aunt Vi. She doesn't see Ralph Angel. She doesn't see Nova. So she's still got to take a couple of 3 more hits to the ground. And I'm just praying. I'm praying that God gives her the strength to handle it, because this is something that could send Darla back to the streets. And that's what I'm afraid of. Okay. I know people feel a certain way about Darla, but I want Darla to win. I want Darla to win. I want Darla to win. I want Darla to learn. I want Darla to grow. I want Darla to be Blue's mama and Ralph Angel's wife, so that Blue can win. This is what I want, y'all. This is all I want. This is all I want. This is all for Blue. Okay. So, um, she gets her stuff and she leaves. Meanwhile, Nova's getting all types of buzz. Okay, because Charley is calling her and she's telling, can you believe she came in here? So on and so forth. And the meal is going. Charley is walking. She's calm. The people are working in the background. There's nothing going on. There's nothing askew. So, mind you, Charley has learned that another farmer is falling out, is deciding not to bring a sugarcane. And he tells her that people are talking everywhere, at the high yellow, at the mill, down at the corner store, everywhere. They're saying that the equipment isn't working, the machines are stopping a lot. And she assures him, and while he tells her, you just like your daddy with your tenacity, he still is not going to bring his sugarcane to her mill. So she's just lost another farmer. So while she's on the phone with um with Nova, everything in the background looks like it's running just fine. Like, it don't look like there's a problem at all. But Nova is learning from a colleague of hers that there's a story out there that's about to be run about the Queen Sugar Mill being in trouble, and that it would be good if Charley got ahead of it and gave her own story. So meanwhile, Nova has called another colleague of hers to try to get them to run a counter story that's built around the systematic racism and the all the things that the Landrys are doing to run this first black woman mill owner out of business. Okay, she's turned down for that. Ralph Angel is at his farm. He's getting started with his harvest, and he is being told by people there, other farmers, that they saying equipment's down all the time and everybody's worried, and they got truckloads of cane that's sitting, and the sugar mill's not able to handle it, and it's gonna be bad. And Ralph Angel's like, no, this is not happening, and even though he's got a lot going on, Ralph Angel takes a moment to rally his friend, his farmer colleague, and tells him, don't let them white boys get in your head. This is the Landrys. Ain't nothing going on down at the mill. Meanwhile, Prosper, he trying to get Remy on the phone, trying to get Charley on the phone. Ain't nobody answering. Okay, and he's getting worried. Prosper's worried. Prosper's worried too now. Earlier on, Prosper came over the day before and brought some things to prep for the first harvest. And he was very excited. He was very proud. All of that. But see, this little bug, okay, this little fox that the Landrys have put out there is spreading like wildfire. Not only are people gossiping and spreading these rumors about the meal, it's catching on, okay? And as it grows, it begins to take legs and shape. And so now Prosper has lost a little faith. Now we've got farmers that are losing faith, and Prosper's losing faith. And Ralph Angel, even though he was able to encourage this other guy, this other farmer, to hang in there, don't let them white boys get in your head. It's just the Landrys. They just want our land, so on and so forth. Now he's beginning, because he can't get Charley on the phone, he's beginning to doubt. Okay? And we see Charley back with Remy, and she talking to Nova, and Nova's telling her, you get ahead of this and you be in charge of your own story and you put your truth out there. And Remy's saying that'll be good, and also we're gonna go talk to the farmers. But Charley's like, if it's not this, it's gonna be something else. Now you see the monster has come for Charley. Okay, and she's losing faith, she's having doubt. Okay, and Remy begins to rally her. Okay, he says, don't you do it, you fight, you smarter than them, you fight for your meal, you fight for your legacy, girl. And so she, in that moment, she makes a decision. She sends Remy to go and talk to the remaining farmers just to reassure them that everything is running smoothly, everything is up to code, everything is fine. Okay, and she gets her purse and she going over to the Landrys. Now we don't get to see that till next week. All right. Meanwhile, Nova not only is helping her sister out, rallying her sister up, constantly telling her she's proud of her, and all of that. They all see Blue later on that day when Hollywood brings him in from school, and everybody, with the exception of Charley, Charley's not there, acts like normal. Same amount of love, and I mean, how can you not? This kid is amazing. And you can just tell he is the glue. He's the glue. He's the glue in this family. Like, this is a devastating bit of news. Okay, so they get to talking, and it's just a really, really cute moment, between Hollywood and Aunt Vi and Nova and little Blue, and it just reminds us. Earlier on, there's this conversation between Aunt Vi and Nova when Nova wants to know how she's doing, and she says, "I'm blessed," and that was real good. When Nova said, "That is a typical Black person response when they don't want you to know more is going on. I'm blessed." It is true. It's true. I can attest to that. And she tells her, Vi tells her that she's sad. Still doesn't mention the lupus, but she says that she's sad. She's sad because she loves Blue. She raised him from the time he was in diapers. And Ernest loved Blue. And all of this that Ernest did, he did for Blue, because when Blue came along, it was like Blue erased all the bad and the negative that Ralph Angel had done, and negative things that Ralph Angel had been said about him, because Blue was full of such goodness and such light. He just, he didn't know that there could be something so wonderful out there. So sweet and so kind. Later on, Nova goes in and she lays next to Aunt Vi and gives her a glass of water, and she gives her pills. Aunt Vi is sleeping, her pill for lupus, or to help with the lupus. And and she knows, Aunt Vi knows she knows, but there's just this moment where Nova knows that it doesn't require panic. It doesn't, I mean, the whole family spent, for one, but two, she wants to give Aunt Vi the dignity and respect of understanding and coming right alongside Aunt Vi with the same energy that Aunt Vi is giving. And Aunt Vi returns the favor by being honest. Yesterday was a hard day for me. Today is better. I hope tomorrow will be even better. And of course, Nova wants to give her these, some of her holistic treatments, which I've heard very good things about. And it's a really, really good moment. So for me, this episode, my MVP has to be Ralph Angel. Ralph Angel coming out and telling the family, this most heartbreaking thing, when he was so clearly broken. And it was just, it was beautiful acting. Beautiful acting. I mean, the juxtaposition of Ralph Angel after he has gotten this news, as opposed to, 3 episodes ago when he was being so cocky and just so spoiled and childish. I mean, it's like this news has aged him or matured him, at least 10 years. Okay. And when he is able to stand in the high yellow in what quite possibly could be one of his most joyous moments, but that moment is dashed and squashed because of this devastating news about Blue, and he is able to speak to the workers and talk about his father and what it meant to his mama and his daddy for him to have his first harvest, what it meant to him. It was amazing. It was amazing. The moment where he speaks to this, his farmer colleague and just tells him, you know us. Don't let the enemy get in your head. Okay? It was very, very telling that although this news is devastating, we need to be able to see the God in every situation. This news has helped Ralph Angel grow up a little bit. Ralph Angel's my MVP for this episode. I just want to give my shining star to Micah, because Micah was able to, come up with a plan for himself. He wanted that Confederate sword down, and he made up in his mind that that's what he was going to do. And he put letters on every single locker in the school. And when he was told that it was stupid, that he should have just sent an email, he was like, no, I want everyone to see it. I want everyone to be able to acknowledge it. People were walking by and throwing it at his feet. Later on, he's called into the principal's office and he feels like he's going to get in trouble, but he is still very peaceably, very respectfully defending his position. And the principal gives a quote, and the quote seems to be going in his favor. He was like, wait. I think you meant to say, and she was like, no, we're going to take all of these Confederate artifacts down. You're right. But the school board considered it to be vandalism that you put up open letters on everyone's locker. And so they're giving you 30 days suspension. And he's like, a month? Here's the thing. Hollywood said it a couple of episodes ago when he was telling Ralph Angel about having to work at the shrimp factory in order to pay for the wedding. Okay, sometimes what you want in this life requires sacrifice. It's not right, it's not fair. Okay, but Micah's gonna have to take this hit of taking 30 days off. It's not right, it's not fair. But a 30-day suspension, it's worth it to me to have them artifacts down, and he should be proud of himself for making that happen, for being the catalyst to that happen. Now, it's not just going to be this, I'm sure it's not going to just be this suspension. He's going to take some flack for some people around there too. But Micah's ship can stand that storm. It can withstand that storm. So shout out to Micah and getting those Confederate artifacts. So he's my shining star. Only one MVP, you guys, this episode, and only one shining star. This was an amazing episode, and we just really, really got to see our borderlones come together. We got to see this family, although it's been shaken, them rally themselves and continue to forge ahead, them supporting each other. Remy, Hollywood, everybody, it wasn't this news has really shook us to our foundation. It's not even really a situation where we're going to come in fighting and scrapping and hollering and cussing each other out and snipping and snapping. What don't kill us, you guys, will make us stronger. I hope you guys got that out of this episode. I hope you got out of this episode as well that your faith comes first. Doesn't matter what you see, don't matter what you hear, don't matter what it tastes like. You believe. If it's something you believe in, you stick to it, okay? And don't let nobody shake your faith, okay? And last but not least, guys, support each other. That was a huge takeaway I got from this. We see our characters falling, stumbling, and we see our supporting family members, borderlones, coming alongside and lifting them up and holding them up and just undergirding them. And it just, it's one of the reasons I love this show, you guys. This is an amazing episode. Next week is the season finale. It comes on at 9. And I'm excited, of course. Look forward to my character analysis for this season 2. Y'all know I do one for each show. So until next time, honeybees, remember to tell me how you feel about this episode. Put it all down below. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, honeybees. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I'll holla.